Kicking off Season 8 with races on both sides of the U.S., New York's Watkins Glen and California's Laguna Seca, Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship crosses the pond to England's Donington Park for round 3 of 12. And all the action from both the initial 40-minute feature and the 25-minute sprint that follows can be seen live as it happens here on the Global Sim Racing channel. England swings like a pendulum do. Hello and welcome to GSRC's Countdown to Green. Way up in the press box to bring you our words eye view is Soup and Crackers, yours truly, Bill Soup Zahn, joined by Sean Crackers Ambrose. The hardest working man in sim race broadcasting, Joe Peak, sits in the director's chair. And the long, thin shadows cast by a late afternoon sinking sun should make a pretty backdrop for the cameras located, aimed, zoomed, and focused by GSRC's camera guru, Ducky Beard. As cyberspace flows into your place over the next 15 streamy award-worthy minutes, GSRC will bring you all the storylines, all the stats and facts you'll need to fully appreciate the doubleheader Formula Renault 2.0 Championship event that will immediately follow. Now, the last time the AOR was at Donington was way back for the opening round of Season 5. 3 of those names you see there have stepped away for this season, but when we get to the current point standings, Adam Tierney and Patrick Kessler will both show up inside the top 5. So, Crackers, since it's been 3 seasons plus since the AOR has come here, how about a refresher course on Donington Park?
You know, Soup, one of the many great lines from the movie Princess Bride, fresh off the 24-hour marathon of that, have fun storming the castle today, Donington Castle. That's just what these Formula Renault drivers are going to try and do today. Yes, located near Donington Castle here in the UK. This place opened in 1931, but only stayed open for 8 years, shutting down for World War II. The track lay dormant until 1977 when Tom Wheatcroft brought it back to life. If you resurrect a racetrack, then, well, they'll name a part of it after you. That's just what happened, as the main straight is called the Wheatcroft Straight. Now, Donington is a regular fixture on the Superbike World Championship circuit, also the home of the annual historic motorsport event, the Donington Historic Festival. Now, there are 2 configurations of this track on iRacing today. We'll talk about the national circuit. Now, this Grand Prix circuit, really interesting 1 kilometer, has a really interesting 1 kilometer appendage zone on, but today, where the shorter national circuit has that zone arm amputated. Now, this place only has 10 turns that rise and fall over 3.1 kilometers, or for the metrically challenged, just under 2 miles. The best way to get an idea what Donington Park is like is to jump on board the GSRC Formula Renault 2.0 and take a lap around Donington National.
All right, we've got Amjad Yaman in the GSRC Formula Renault 2.0, so let's do a lap around Donington. Coming down to Redgate, this is one of the best passing opportunities you're going to get, so expect plenty of guys to try and attack here. This corner has a deceptively late entry though. Just clip it with a late apex and try to get on the power as soon as you know the car won't understeer off. Now we start to plunge downhill, and it's all about straightening out the craner curves as much as you can. Once you hit the bottom, hold to the left for the widest entry into the old hairpin. Some guys might try passes into here, but it's hard to get a clear shot of the inside. As you come off the corner, you'll be going under Starkey's Bridge and start to rise back uphill. Much like the old hairpin, McLean's requires you to hold left at the kink, but this time, the crest on the bend makes it hard to both spot and hit your apex. This mistake-inducing corner tends to set up some ambitious passes on the way up to Coppice, despite the short run. The crest right before the apex is going to make 2 wide situations tricky, and on top of that, this is really a double apex corner, which opens up in the latter half. On Starkey's Straight, keep to the left because the chicane goes the opposite way on the short version of the circuit. But be careful not to take too much of either curb because this low-slung Formula car does not play nice with them. However, as you come to the line, you've now finished the lap around Donington.
Joe Peak taking us around the short configuration here at Donington. Now let's take a lap around. Well, we're not actually going to take a lap. Let's look and see what happened last time out at Laguna Seca. Now, Sean and I talk about it all the time. It's not about winning the feature. It's about scoring well in both races. To illustrate that point, Carl Janssen and Adam Tierney topped the chart despite neither driver earning a win in either race. Both drivers race in one form or another for Radicals Online. A corkscrew DQ in the sprint race had feature race winner Martin van Loosenoord for Racecraft SimSports way down in third. Now, Loosenoord's not here today. He'll have to cash in on some drop race insurance. Tier 2 driver Jonas Vastamaki had a good day for Berlin SimSports. And Tierney's teammate Josh Thompson, second place in the feature, was enough to finish fifth for the day. So with 2 races in the books, let's see how the 3 championships look. 68 of Loosenoord's 77 points have come from his feature race successes. He's the only feature race winner so far this season. Tierney's best result was a sprint race runner-up at Laguna Seca. After a 10th and 11th in the opening round, Janssen posted a pair of thirds for round 2. Laguna Seca was not nice to privateer Mark Usher, earning only 10 markers there. Not the same story for SimRC's Patrick Kessler. As seen on the previous overlay, an 8th and a 9th moved the Swissman up 5 spots. Let's look at the Tier 2 championships, where sometimes the experts are right. Tabbed as the preseason favorite to win this championship, Jonas Fast and Lucky Vastamaki has been just that. The Berlin SimSport driver has a 3-point lead over Force Fissy's Knut Martinsen. Falling out of the lead is Apex Racing UK's Scott Newton. Falling to 4th is Daniel Morris for Red Devil Racing, earning her first points for the season, which helped her job security on the new Formula Mini team is fan favorite Sarah Dove. To the team championships, and with Thompson's return and Tierney's consistency, Radical Online Racing climbs 7 spots to the top. Kessler and Renee Osterkamp are 3 points back for SimRC. Tom Van Hoyman needs to thank his agent for getting him on Racecraft SimSports. With Loosenoord doing the heavy lifting, that team sits third. Positive Racing Greens, Harrison Finch, and Matthew Willett climb to 4th. And when you don't have a teammate, you are indeed the man. Carl the Man Janssen has Radical Online JRT in 5th. On the right side, the names are the same, only the order's been changed to protect the innocent. Okay, thankfully, the terrain is now empty. No more soup. So let's switch to some crackers to go over the specifics for this afternoon's contest.
Let's do it, Soup. And, this is round 3 of 12 in Season 8 here. And you do get 2 drops throughout the season. That's one race is a combination of the feature and the sprint. We have 2 races per event every Friday here, of course. The sprint race, but the feature race will be the first one on tap today. And the setups on these machines, they're open, Soup. A lot of work gone into preparing these cars for Donington National today. And the weather, a beautiful 74 degrees Fahrenheit, 65 degrees, partly cloudy outside. Just a little bit of wind at 8 miles an hour. And, let's talk about the details of this feature race. It's 40 minutes long. The grid is being determined right now. Renee Osterkamp, your provisional pole sitter, with a 101.1 out there on track. And we will need 1 pit stop to get this done. You don't have enough fuel in the car to make it for 40 minutes. And, always the big question mark on how far they'll go into that run before they take that stop. Incident cap is 15 X's. You don't want more of those. You don't want more than that, or you will wind up in the twilight zone. Fast repairs, forget about it. You don't get them here, not in this race. And so take care of the car. Donington, pretty straightforward circuit. I don't know that you'll wreck up the car too bad here, although there are a few spots to be careful of. We'll talk about it in a moment. And of course, the points pay back to 20th here in the feature race, and they are paid out on the standard point system.
Okay, Sean, let's talk a little bit about the incident cap. Now, the opening round at Watkins Glen saw not a single driver, no one DQ'd. Now, in contrast, round 2 at Laguna Seca meant standing room only at the Amelia Earhart Bar and Grill, as, get this, 9 drivers hit the incident cap, including our points leader, Martin Van Loosenoord. So help me out here. Help Amelia out. Should she book some extra waitresses at the Bar and Grill, or do you think the dinner shift is going to be slow?
You know what, Soup? I think the dinner shift's going to be a little slow today. I do. I think this track here, certainly there's some opportunities, Red Gate being one of them, turn 1, where you can get off and collect some points, but I just don't know I just don't know that today it's going to be a problem. Maybe up at the old hairpin, we'll see maybe some problems there. I mean, you could certainly get in trouble over in McLean's or even in Coppice, but I do think the dinner shift is going to be slow.
Well, if you do go off the track, this is always an issue. You talked about it briefly. Curbing always, you don't want to damage the car, but do you think it's kind of friendly here?
A little bit. I didn't really. The only damage I really took in practice is when I got off the track, and the curbs seemed to be fair to Midland, as they like to say. But you still have to be careful in certain spots where, especially up in McLean's, that's a really, really tough turn. A right-hander, a lot of speed there. If you get off to the right, you can damage yourself on the curbs there.
I know you did a lot of practice time. You probably didn't practice much time getting onto pit lane. I know you probably spent a lot of time getting off of pit lane after you crashed your car. How is pit lane? Actually,
pit lane comes up very, very quick as you get out of the Roberts and Goddard's chicane there. Come just before the start-finish line. It comes up very quick. It's a very tight, narrow entry to get in, and you've got to be down to speed immediately as soon as you hit the pit road. So pretty tricky because there'll be a lot of cars coming through right there. You'll hope not to be caught up in traffic trying to get over from the right side of the track all the way to the left side to get in there.
Were the boys and girls giving you a little bit of a hard time during practice this week?
They were giving you a hard time during practice this week, Sue.
No. I know you go out and race with them. We do appreciate them letting my partner come in. I appreciate it. Let him come in and practice with the boys and girl and get an idea of what's going on. What about drafting here, Sean? Draft track?
Boy, out of Coppice, down the straight, into the chicane, down the front straight there into Redgate. That's really about it. Maybe around Starkey's Bridge, you might be able to pick up a little bit of tow back on turn 5 there, but for the most part, not what you would consider a big drive track here.
Well, with Lozenard not being here, and we got through all of our business, why don't we take a look at qualifying going on and see who's racing right now. Looking at Luke White right now, putting some time in on the track. Oh, no, I apologize. It's Jean-Francois Godin, our pole sitter. And as we go in here, we'll go ahead. It looks like Jean is going to be safe on the pole. I think since we have a standing start, let's go to it right now, Sean. If it changes up a little bit before we go green, well, that's okay. I think everything's pretty much settled up on top. Let's go right now so we can go ahead and run through this. And as soon as I get the news that the graphic is up there, I'll give it a start. On the front row, let's do it two at a time, buddy. Jean-Francois Godin and René Oosterkamp. Row 2, Sean.
Row 2, going to be Patrick Kessler and Richard Arnaud.
Harrison Finch and Scott Newton make up row 3.
Mark Usher, Luke Barton on row 4.
In row 5, it's the defending champion, Adam Tierney, flanked by Enric Andre.
All right, row 6, Carl Jensen and Josh Thompson.
One of my favorite names to say, Fabrizio Donoso in the Baker's Dozen spot. Eunice Fast and Lucky Vastamaki in 14th.
Yeah, a couple of troublemakers in row 8 there, Daniel Morris and Evan Imre.
Then we get back to Robin Banks-Bondin in the 18th spot and Lubomir Morris in 19th. Am I good?
All right, and row, 20th and 21st, going to be, things shuffled on me there. Luke White and Ryan Connor. There we go. Sorry about that, Sue.
That's all right. On my graphic, things are shuffling out a little bit, too. I think we had a few coming in. Let's start with row 11 now in the blackjack position. Stefan Larkamp and Andrew Greenhall.
All right, 24th and 25th, Rudolph Nagel and Christian Tkach.
Then we get back to Ryan Littlemore and Bruno Dometer in front of him.
Tom Van Hoyman, Alexander Waldo.
Getting back to the back, the final 3, Alexia Muriloso, Sarah Dove, and then the last car to put in a qualifying time, Nick Carroll. 31 entries in the list, 31 drivers put in qualifying time. I think 31 are going to grid. And all the attention is going to be on the pole sitter, Jean-Francois Godin. A veteran of the series, he ranks second in all-time career wins at 17. Without Larkamp being here today, is a good chance for him to... He is in a tie for second right now. He'll get that all to himself. He can pick up a win here. Of course, René Oosterkamp has other ideas about that as he sits in second position. 40 minutes scheduled to go. We're still waiting for the driver. You can see, looks like about third in line there. Now I think they're all out there. We're ready to get this show underway. It's round 3 here, season 8 of the AOR Formula Renault 2.0 Championship from Donington.
And Soup, as you look there at the starting grid, you look just off to the right there. That's that entrance to the pit right there, that little strip of tarmac there going off to the right if you're looking forward to the screen now.
On screen right there, huh? To the...
Yeah.
That's that is a thin strip indeed. One stop scheduled. Lights are up. Engines start to harmonize. Gather up the chicken steak, cover behind the cows, because the horses are out of the barn, and it is the French-Canadian Jean-Francois Godin. Big accident in the back. We'll bookmark it. We'll come back and get that one in a minute. Godin up in front. Osterkamp and Kessler round out your top 3.
Wow. Big. Oh, we got more going.
Yeah, it was Scott Newton involved in the first big one. We'll go ahead and give you a complete replay of lap 1 once things settle down. Too much to cover right now. We'll stay on our leaders. Godin up in front, Osterkamp, Kessler, but we have lost a lot of drivers.
Yes, we have. Boy.
Finch and Richard Arnault round out your top 5. Leaders working their way through 8, now heading down to the chicane for the very first time. Little less of a chicane here as they cut off that appendage. They just go through 9 and 10. And completing lap number 1, it's going to be Jean-Francois Godin, René Osterkamp, Kessler. A battle back there for 4th. That's Finch trying to hold off Van Hooyman. No, let me correct myself. That's Arnault making a move on the inside. Careful, boys. That battle for 5th continues. Van Hooyman not in the mix. I picked him up because he was actually in pit lane. Showed up on my timing and scoring. Look at Richard Arnault right on the back of Finch. Now that's Tierney back in 6th, trying to make it work around the outside as they go through McLean's. Oh, and they touch, getting bumped off. There goes Arnault.
He's able to gather it up there. Arnault back out on track right there in front of Robin Bondon.
Yeah. Now that cost Tierney some momentum. Bastamaki got right up on him. You see Bastamaki trailing him there in the citrus flavored car. Tierney out in front. That's a battle for 7th. This is really where all the action is. Not much happening up in front. They race in order pretty much.
Luke White coming down, getting around Bondon, down into 1. Ooh, trying to make it stick on the outside. Oh, and he makes contact.
Robin banks Bondon into the grass. Go ahead, Sean.
Well, you got it there, Soup. And wow, Luke White with that contact. Emre right behind him will go on board for a replay of that.
Look at this one. We're riding on board with Bondon.
Yeah, side by side down in Redgate. Not the place you want to get wheels locked up down there.
Well, I thought Luke tried to keep it as far to the left as he could, but he didn't want to put it out on the grass. White kept it on the track, but Bondon gets into him. Back live now. We look at Bondon.
Bondon
He has fallen back to 13th spot.
Yeah, 13th and right on the heels of Daniel Morris right now.
Looking at Osterkamp chasing down our leader. About 0.3 of a second back between those two veterans. Looks like things are settling down a little bit. Maybe we can go back and get a replay if the drivers will behave. Nope. We're going to stay on this for a minute here. Here comes Osterkamp. We'll get to that first lap that had all that excitement, but we'll stay there right now and see if René can get this pass on Jean-Francois. These guys have about a 2-second gap back to Kessler. How about Patrick Kessler, Sean? He's really making a name for himself.
Yes, he is, Soup, indeed. And Osterkamp right on it here.
and let's go back to Charlie Summers.
Yeah.
He just lost it right in front of Josh Thompson.
Thompson makes contact with him, unfortunately damages his wing. Charlie's going to lose it coming through the chicane off exit there.
All right, now here's the deal. Look, if you're a Charlie Summer fan, that was really Thompson had nowhere to go as Summers got loose.
He bounces it off of those tall curbs there in the chicane. I was talking about the curbs. I failed to mention that chicane, the one to the right, the one to the left, not very friendly. Now Thompson finds himself in a battle live on track here with Eunice Vostamaki.
Yes.
They just passed Nick Carroll, who kind of pulled over for him, but man, Vostamaki making the move now, making it very, very uncomfortable for Josh Thompson.
Vostamaki, our top tier 2 driver right now. I think he's going to have the preferred position going through the chicane. He gets that done. Now Thompson back into 8th. Luke White right behind him in 9th. Evan Emre rounding out your top 10. All right, if the drivers will behave, let's go ahead and we're going to show you as much as that first lap as we can.
Well, it's going to start in the back here with Christian Tkach, who jumps the start. Tkach gets off early. You see that car flashing back there on the grid. And Tkach jumps early. That's him stepping out to the left. And then the melee ensued back there. You see all the cars that get involved with that suit.
We'll get a shot of him from above.
Yeah. All right, there you go. There's the car jumping early. That's a net code contact right there, but it sends the car all the way across the track.
Now, if we can stay on this for a little bit longer and maybe go to Mark Usher, because I believe he was stuck in a big one. Oh, there we go. We got it right there. That's right. Usher barrel rolling.
Yeah, and that happened, of course, up ahead of all that happened on the start.
Right.
Getting through turn 1.
Look at Usher right now.
Side of Redgate there. He makes the contact and then up and over.
Boy, several times. So that took out a lot of the big names now have had trouble. Remember, there is a fast repair, but that's only in the sprint race. These guys are done for this one. They'll have to wait till this finishes up. Looking at Bondon. Oh no, there's some contact and they both spin.
Yeah, man, Bondon not catching a break today at all. Josh Thompson and more trouble for him.
Yeah. Look at it one more time from up top. And that was Thompson trying to make the pass on the inside. Now we are back live. So Thompson falls back to 16th position. And he's coming in. I think that's probably repairs for Josh as he's going to have to come in. This might be even before the window opens. Let's go to the Rolling Thunder, Evan Imre. He's in a battle with the Frenchman, Enric Andre. Looking at the whole thing is the Red Devil racer, Daniel Morris, back in 10th.
Boy, I've got another battle here. We can get away from that one. Boy, we're back for 14th. Oh, Waldo with trouble off track. Littlemore gets by him. Now Sarah Dove in there. Connor Ryan. And Christian Tkach on the tail of that. All battling for this position up here in 15th place. It's about for 14th.
We look at it right there.
Had sorted itself out, but Littlemore, the one gaining the greatest advantage, getting himself up into 15th there.
We're looking at Connor Ryan right now. His name has an R in it. That represents he's a rookie. Some of these drivers, that's a little mistake that we're having there. Pay no attention to the R, but he is a rookie. Right on board with him. He is currently 18th overall. Now, just in front of that, look at this battle going on. That's Waldo and Takech in that battle. Waldo on the inside, Takech on the outside in the familiar black and red colored car. Right behind him, coming up in the popcorn position, that is Connor Ryan.
Takech trying to recover still from that first lap mishap, and boy, he pulls the move there on Waldo, gets through and brings Connor Ryan with him. Waldo gets dropped to 19th there.
Catch now up into 17th. Remember, he had trouble in that first lap incident. He's a former champion. Not happy back there in 17th. And of course, these guys want to try to be inside the Dos Equis position. That's the transfer spot, 20th. Currently, right now, held by Scott Newton in a battle with Rudolf Nagel. Nagel really trying to get in there. This one's really important, Sean. This means a lot.
It certainly does. That's pole. That's you're fighting for right there.
Not missing anything up front. It's still Godin out ahead by about 0.4 of a second over Rene Oosterkamp.
So Ryan Littlemore on a charge, man, starting to drop Sarah Dove. Got himself up to 15th. He's up 11 spots. Sarah, to her credit's up 14, but Littlemore starting to kind of, like I said, drop her just a bit here. We'll see a lot as they get here into Redgate. Maybe even some more separation. Sarah going wide and then bringing it down into the apex. He gets a pretty good exit right there. Able to keep it close as we get down the hill here.
Well, it's going to be another 5 seconds before Ryan can have a little more, as it's about that much of a gap before he gets to Robin Bondin up in 14th.
Yeah, and how is Bondin still in 14th?
I know. I think it's the same thing.
He has caught so much trouble right here, riding right behind Stevie X there, Steve Larkamp. Yes.
Pennsylvania student racing in 13th spot. This is a good battle as Bondin coming up behind him. Larkamp would like to get a little bit farther up. He can get into the mix here with White and Morris, Lubomir Morris. Look at the back, though. Let's go to 13th. Here comes the pass. This guy is exciting. Robin Banks Bondin gets it made.
Wow.
His racecraft today kind of resembles an unmanned fire hose, but nevertheless, he's doing okay.
Yes, he is, Sue. Getting by Stephen Larkamp there. Larkamp now a member of the Lionheart IndyCar Series also.
Let's go to 12th.
Yeah.
Here comes Lubomir Morris on the outside. Now I'll have the preferred position through McLean's, and he gets that done.
Wow.
Oh, no, Luke White coming back.
Thought about it there for just a moment.
Let's stay on this as they head down into the 9-10 chicane. I'm not so sure if White's not going to take another run at him. Here it comes. That's the spot you want to be in. Is he going to force the issue under braking? Nope, he's going to wait.
Yeah, and Soup, just not a lot of toe there. I mean, I thought maybe there'd be a little bit more, but you just run out of straight too quick.
Okay, let's leave Lubomir Morris and go to Daniel Morris up in 9th position. He just made a pass on Evan Imre to move up into 9th. Great racing going on mid-pack here. Up front, they're remaining very well behaved.
You know, we missed a great battle for position between Arnaud and Bastamaki.
Yeah.
Arnaud gets that away from him. Arnaud gets himself back to 6th. Still trying to pick up a couple more spots. It's Arnaud. I'm sorry, Richard Arnaud.
We'll go with Renault.
What?
We'll go with... I know. Richard, a newcomer. We're getting to learn him a little bit. In 6th position. Jonas Vastamaki. Jonas is our leader of all the Tier 2 drivers. Of course, he's leading in that championship as well. He's got a couple spots between him and Daniel Morris, who races in 9th. Oh, Vastamaki really pressuring here. Up in front, your top 5 or 6 remain the same. Godin, Oosterkamp, Patrick Patrick Kessler, Harrison Finch, and Adam Tierney. Not a lot of battling going on there.
So the battle right now here is for 12th, Luke White, Robin Bondon.
Here he comes.
Yeah, here comes Bondon trying to pick up another position here. Or does he let White continue on his tear and maybe let him be the guy who clears it out of the way for him? I don't know.
I can't read my notes here on my clipboard. I thought these guys might have gotten together once already. It's kind of easier to say who Bondon hasn't gotten into this race. Really, not all his fault, really. He's had some hard luck. This is going to be a good battle as they come up. That's Lubomir Morris in 11th, just ahead of these guys.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that they're going to be able to just pass Lubomir Morris. This is going to be a good one to watch here. Keep an eye on it, at least. At least the GSRC dog agrees.
Sometimes qualifying is not a good indication of how fast you're going to race. Bondon was 17th. Must have had a bad qualifying run because he certainly has the pace to run faster than he is right now. He's got White and Morris behind him. And here comes Stefan Larkamp. Remember, Bondon just got around him, but Bondon's been slowed down now by the guys up in front. Larkamp getting back into it. We're going to have a 4-car battle. Oh, let's go to Vastamaki and Arnaud.
Yeah,
it is close.
Vastamaki not satisfied with that. He's battling hard here.
Through the old hairpin, that's Vastamaki in the citrus-flavored car on the outside. He's going to have to surrender the spot as they go down to Starkey's Bridge.
Ooh.
Now into McLean's. Oh, he's fighting back. Again, he's on the outside, though. Watch the hokey doke, the hucklebuck, the up and under, the dipsy-do. He got it. He's going to have the preferred position in the coppice. I think he's going to be able to finish the job. Can he close the door? He does, but look at the run now from Arnaud as they look. He takes that offensive position, Vastamaki does, into the chicane. I don't think this one is going to be done quite yet.
No, they're going to continue this right on down into Red Gate here. They're going to go side by side through Red Gate. Oh, Arnaud having to make an evasive move there.
Vastamaki defending that inside. Said, if you're going to pass me, you're going to have to do it on the outside. Then he started to drift over. Now, once again, Cialis bathtubs. Vastamaki pulls out in front. Arnaud fighting back as they walk through the old hairpin. Careful, boys. Arnaud gets it off over the curb into the grass, but he keeps it going straight.
Got it all the way off there. So lucky that car didn't turn around on him. Misses the corner entry there just a bit. Had to get on the brakes hard.
Now Vastamaki gets a little bit of a cushion between him and Arnaud. For now.
Yeah, for now.
What a great battle for 6.
And Sue, back here, this one with Morris, White, and Bondon is starting to heat up a little bit more. Is now White in the mirror, right up on the wing of Lubomir Morris into the chicane. Morris gets a nice exit there, but White able to hang right there with him.
The Vastamaki Arnaud act is going to be hard to follow, but these guys doing their best. Luke White looking for any way around as they go through the first corner through Red Gate. Now he's got to run. He's going to peek it in there. He's going to have to force the issue. He does not. Through the old hairpin, and it looks like Morris is going to hold them off. They better be careful because Mr. Excitement, Robin Banks Bondon, is coming to get in this mix. Quickly to 16th position. We talked about Ryan a little more. Not really going to be able to pick up any more spots. Well, not sure. He's now back behind. Got about 4 seconds to get up to catch. So he is making some ground there. And look at this. Christian comes in. Leaders of all the cars who have pitted is Carl Jansen. Now, Jansen must have been caught up in that early lap 1 incident somewhere. He's usually would be racing much farther up.
Yeah, he was, Soup. You're absolutely right.
His goal right now is to finish inside the Dos Equis position, get a good regrid position for the sprint.
Yeah, he pitted. He pitted 3 laps into the race there, and that was from damage suffered there early.
He currently races an 18th. He'll have one more stop to make. Look at this. Here's White still trying to find his way around Lubomir Morris. This battle for 11th continues.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, he's back. He's back. Morris is back. That was a connection issue. I thought he had dipped off into the twilight.
Blinked on me, too.
How scary was that for Luke White? If we saw it, you know he did.
Yep. Well, you don't want to have target fixation if you guys goes to the Twilight Zone, that's for sure. Godin, Osterkamp, still race 1-2, not missing anything up there. Kessler, Finch, and Tierney. Continue to look at this battle that involves White and Morris, with Godin watching. Quickly, how about 6th position? This is Vastamaki. Oh, I thought Arnaud was going to make a move on him.
Yeah, Arnaud's still keeping it close here. Oh, Vastamaki's in.
He's had enough of that fast and lucky. He says, I'm coming in. Now, I can report that Carl Jansen is the leader of all the cars who've pitted, but I think he has one more to make. I think the legitimate leader of all the pitting cars is Christian DeCatch, currently in 19th position. Vastamaki in and out. He's going to come out just in front of Ryan a little more.
Tierney getting by Finch. Finch fighting back. This is for 4th.
Here you go. We haven't seen much fighting going on inside the top 5. Finch was comfortable in 4th position the whole time, but here comes your defending champion. I think he's got a good run now. Look at the defensive line from Finch.
Yeah, honestly, I thought Tierney was setting up for a pit stop there, and that's why he let him go. But no, this is a battle.
Here comes he tried to go up and under, but there was no room to go under. He's going to be up and through.
Finch had a little wiggle there at a red gate, back on the throttle.
Harrison Finch, we talk about it every week. He just continues to be more competitive, and more competitive. Now racing inside the top 5, battling with the defending champ. Now, watch the run that Tierney gets out of Coppice. If he gets a good run, he can make a move into the chicane. We'll see what type of line Finch takes. Finch looking like he's going to leave the door open to the inside. Tierney says, not yet. I can report Vastamaki has come out as the leader of all the cars who've pitted, well ahead of Christian DeCatch. Here comes the move. To the inside. Oh, and Tierney loses it. Tierney tried to take it in deep, then got on the binders. Sean, do you think the car got a little heavy up in front? That's why the rear end came around?
Maybe, Soup. Could have been a brake bias adjustment that he didn't like there. But a costly mistake indeed. Loses it really early in the corner there, Soup.
Good news for Finch. He's going to be comfortable now in 4th. Good news for Adam Tierney. Even though he spun, he's still in 5th. Only thing he lost was a little bit of his pride and a lot of time.
Bondon is in. Soup, Bondon has taken his machine in.
Boy, with what's been going on with him, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a quick stop. But, with that said, he's back out.
Yep.
It was 11.2 in the box. This compared to a normal stop will be about just under 5 seconds. So yeah, he had some repairs to make. Vastamaki continues to be the leaders of all the cars who've pitted. Arnaud has come in. Emery is in too.
The domino's certainly starting to fall now here with just a little over 15 minutes left, Sue.
Renault is in. He continues to wait, though. The stop is long, 11.2 seconds. A costly one from him. Vastamaki is going to crush him on the track. Well out in front of Arnaud. Waiting for everyone to come in to make those stops now. The top 10 have not. Vastamaki races in 11th. He's the leader of all the cars who've pitted.
You got 15 minutes left right now, and Jonas Vastamaki focusing on good laps here, and that has got him in a really, really good position. Everybody in front of him still has to come in, Soup. The entire top 10 still looking for that pit stop.
No real battle in the top 5, even back to Enric Andre in 6th is racing alone. Our first battle inside the top 10 is Daniel Morris, and that's not even a battle. Daniel Morris is ahead of the lap car of Luke Barden. Sean, as I scroll through here, I don't see a battle inside the top 10, really. Dove is close to Emery, but they're on different pit strategies. Sarah racing in 15th. The Rolling Thunder has already made his stop.
Yep. Now, Luke White in 10th still has to pit, like I mentioned, but boy, Jonas Vastamaki after that pit stop, awful fast coming out here and got it up to speed quick. He is now closing on Luke White.
The guy that Sarah Dove has to worry about is in 17th position. Carl the Man Jansen, remember he had that early problems. I think he is well within the top 20 now, even though he has a stop to make, as does Dove. Look for him. Jansen now making the move. This is a pass for a full position here. As he makes the move on the inside, Imre drops back to 17th. Remember, Imre is done with his stop. Jansen still needs to come in. But he's made up a lot of time, Carl has, Sean.
Yes, he has. And boy, you know, something we missed here just a little bit ago. Scott Newton slides off track just before the pit entrance off to the right into the tire barrier. Ends, well, he's still in the pit. He's up on the jack. I don't know if it's going to end his day. We do have a replay of it. He has trouble in the chicane there. Off into the barrier.
Ouch.
That brings him in for a third time, so pretty much effectively ending his race.
Newton, of course, in the hunt for the Tier 2 championship.
Andre, Tierney, both in now. As we watch Newton hit that, you see it knocks the front end off. He'll be in for a lengthy stay. Daniel Morris in, and Lubomir Morris also in. Stephen Larkamp coming down there.
All those stops were all perfect.
Hearing that Lubomir Morris missed his pit by a country mile, and you see there on screen coming out of the pit stop finally, very costly for him. Francois Godin, our leader, is in the pit suit.
You know, Lubomir's pit box was at the very end of the pits. It probably caught him by surprise. Godin is making his stop as well. In fact, Godin has come in and out. Our leader is out. Osterkamp has made his stop. He's come out in front of Kessler. Only driver yet to stop racing. Our driver trying to go a little more is Ryan a little more. That's my last little more pun today. Sarah Dove.
And a little more is in soup. Sarah Dove still waiting on that elusive pit stop. And here she's
in now. So once we let these guys cycle out and everybody gets their outlap completed, we'll run through the top 20 because that's the important part and include the driver in the blackjack position as well. Boy, that is really a bad news position in this series. Coming across the line right now, completing lap number 29 with just under 11 minutes to race, it is Jean-Francois Godin He's sitting behind Sarah Dove. She's in 18th position, still on the lead lap. But let's go the other direction. Renee Osterkamp is just under 2 seconds back in second. It's a long way back, almost 11 seconds before we get to Patrick Kessler.
Francois Godin off track. Whoa.
We'll see if we can
Francois
find
Godin off track.
our leader.
Yeah, out of Starkey Bridge.
Yes, sure enough, he has lost the lead.
Up there in the McLean's, or not in the McLean's, but I'm sorry, in the Schwantz curve.
Now that's Sarah Dove he was trying to negotiate with. And not sure if Sarah had anything to do with that one. He just lost
got off in the dirt there to the left and got all four wheels on it. He saves it.
The Swiss cheese machine that we like to call that yellow and black car, that is Renee Osterkamp, inherits the lead. Good catch, Sean. Thanks for that catch on our leader going off track.
I just, I looked up and boom, there he was off track. And now Osterkamp all over Sarah Dove here. Dove trying to hang on. Gonna let him get by. Good spot to catch.
Now she gets lapped. Well, that's okay. The new rules this season, you don't have to finish on the lead lap. Just be inside the top 20. Okay, Finch and Tierney race 4th and 5th, but they're not in a battle. Sean, why don't you take it from 6th position? We'll see if we can get all of our 20 done here.
Right. Eunice Vostamaki sits there in 6th right now. It was early to go in on that pit stop. Started in 14th today, and Vostamaki sits in 6th. 7th, Enric Andre. And that's up 3 spots from his 10th spot. Enric sits in 7th. 8th, Evan Imre. 8th place. Not a bad effort so far. Imre in this battle with Daniel Morris, though, right now for that 8th spot. Morris in 9th. Battling hard. And then just behind them, rounding out the top 10, it's going to be Charlie Summers, who, after trouble early, is still hanging in there.
We go back to 11th position. That is Christian DeCatch. He had trouble early as well. Boy, this sprint race is going to be interesting with all these big names going to be sorted up to the front. 12th position. We got ourselves a little battle here. This is the Pennsylvania student Stefan Larkamp, just ahead of Lubomir Morris. A battle for 12th. Morris racing out of the Czech Republic. Let's stay on this a bit, see if Morris makes a pass into Redgate. And he does not. We'll leave that for a second, finishing our run through the field. 13th position, Robin Bondan. A slow pit stop for him, put him farther down. He's got Richard Arnault behind him. Arnault was racing much farther up front again. Another slow pit stop hurt him. And then 15th, here it is, Carl the Man Jansen. He's there now, Sean. Well, going to be, a very big name when it comes to the sprint race. Who do you got in 16th?
Well, Carl just took that position. His teammate, the Radicals online driver, Ryan Littlemore. Littlemore, that shuffled him back to 16th. Still up 10 spots in this race, though. Then in 17th, it's the little wing herself, Sarah Dove, occupying that 17th spot. Started 30th today, Sue. So great effort by Sarah there, letting our leader, second place, Francois Godin, get through there just now. And after we get Sarah, then we go back to Charlie Summers, who's now down in 18th. And Charlie just trying to finish this race right now, Soup. And we get past him to Luke Barton. The rookie finds himself in 19th right now. And Luke Barton got to look back there for Luke White. So it's a battle of Luke's for the 19th spot there. White and Barton just separated by a few thousandths of a second right now.
The good news for Luke is he's in the transfer spot, the Dos Equis position. He's got 8 seconds on Connor Ryan. Ryan's going to have a long way to go. He's going to have to hope one of the drivers in front of him suffers some problems here in the final 6 minutes of racing.
Oh, Luke Barton off track right there. That was in front of Harrison Finch, I believe it was. It certainly was. Wow, that was a close moment for Finch.
We talked about Connor Ryan needing some trouble. Well, that was a little bit of trouble. Not as much as he needed, but a little more would help.
Yeah, it was scary for Finch.
Once Rene Oosterkamp got around Jean-Francois Godin, it was see you later, boy, like you're a skater, boy. He has opened up a 3-second lead. He is comfortably out in front with just 5.5 minutes of racing to go.
Boy, Morris and Imre, a really good battle back here, Soup. This right now for 8th place.
The Morris we talk about is Daniel Morris.
Boy, I got to remember that, don't I?
Well,
okay.
Daniel Morris and Lubomir Morris, they're spelled differently, pronounced the same. Yes, homonyms. Thank you, Miss Art Director, giving us the grammatical term for that.
Comes Daniel looking to the inside here. He's got to lock him up a little bit. Got in a little hot. He got him, Sue.
Yeah, Morris now up into 8th. Imre back in 9th. Now, as that goes on, let's go check on the other battle for Morris here. It looks like Lubomir Morris in 11th. He's working back there with Stefan Larkamp. Don't think Larkamp, while I like his driving style, not sure he has the legs to run with Lubomir right now. Lubomir is back there farther than he should be because of a pit stop. Let me correct myself. He had a good 4-second pit stop. Lubomir's okay. Not sure why he's so far back. Now here comes Carl the Man Hansen.
And he gets that position.
Gets that made.
Wow.
Up to 14th. Now it's not far back. If you look at that string there, that yellow car at the back of that line, that's your leader, Rene Oosterkamp. He's got a 3-second cushion before he gets to Godin. Not sure if he really needs, with 3.5 minutes of racing to go. Sean, if I'm on the box for Rene, I say you're fine right where you are.
Yeah, boy, I don't want to mix it up with these guys too much. I mean, he's got a 3-second cap with 3 minutes left. Boy, but Godin is closing here. Maybe you've got to put 1 or 2 of these cars in between you two. This might be closer than we think here at the end, Sue. These 3 battling really, really hard in front of him. A little more. Oh, boy.
This does not seem... Hey, how about a tip of a hat to Bondan, who just kind of gets out of the way?
Oh, he knows his place in this world, Sue.
I think Bondan's not feeling... Oh, there goes a little more. He saves it.
Ay, ay, ay.
That car was going right to the wall. He gets out of the way, allows Godin to go by too. Watch this. This is exactly what Connor Ryan was hoping for, to get into that Dos Equis spot. Look at this. He gets out on the grass. Holy moly. Had the pit entrance coming up on him too. That one would have been painful. See, and that's what I had that bad feeling about Rene Oosterkamp getting involved in that. You could just kind of sense what was going to happen. He survives.
Yeah, and Godin's still closing, Sue. I mean, he's got it down to just about 2.5 seconds now. Finally, Oosterkamp, though, able to clear Janssen.
Janssen pulled over for him and said, "Go on, boy." Puts another driver a lap down. Watch out for Carl the Man Janssen, though, in the sprint race. He's going to be re-gridded up near the front. He's going to be fast. Dos Equis position. Oh, my goodness. It is Luke Barden. He's got there. No, that's who it was. Connor Ryan still hoping to get up. Not going to get there today, I don't think. And as we say that, Connor Ryan just takes 20th because maybe Charlie Summers either maxed out or internet connection. Oh, it's the internet.
Well, I think he might have maxed out, Sue, but I think part of that has had to do with his intermittent connection problems that he's had today. has led to maybe some more incidents than he was really worthy of. But yeah, Charlie definitely gone from the picture right now, and I do think it's a DQ, at least numbers-wise. It looks like it was very close on my screen.
Well, bad news for Summers, good news for Ryan, as he is now in that 20th position. White flag lap for Renault Osterkamp.
Yeah, no one's...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, once we had that trouble at the very beginning, things seem to have sorted themselves out, Sue.
Renault Osterkamp, a veteran of the series. He hails from Germany. The great German composer Ludwig van Beethoven, to misquote his Ninth Symphony, the opera part, race on your path like a hero towards victory. Renault Osterkamp heeding the words of his countrymate as he negotiates 9 and 10. Renault Osterkamp gets credit for winning round number 3 feature race in the AOR Formula Renault 2.0 Championship from Donington. Jean-Francois Godin will have to settle for second.
Still have a great battle for ninth. Emre to catch, going at it on this last lap. Through Starkey's Bridge, down into the Schwantz curve now. To catch takes a look on the inside of McLean's. Doesn't have it. Ooh, they're going to come up on Rolf Nagel here. It's going to get out of the way. All comes into the last chicane for these two, Soup. Oh, and to catch is off.
He gathers it up. Is he going to lose a position?
He certainly is. And DQ.
Yep. Morris and Larkamp get by him, and did to catch. He DQ'd. Now, I think that's not the worst thing that could have happened, because if you're going to DQ, do it on the last lap.
Well,
I think he'll get credit for leading all the cars one lap down. He should still get regrid, right?
Yes, Soup. I think he's going to wind up with a 13th place finish as a result of that, because Janssen had already come across behind the rest of the pack.
Well,
wow,
we got it through. Sean, we're at that point again. What's the best part of any doubleheader?
It's the break in between, Soup.
Perfect blend of the post-race high and the pre-race stitters. What we're going to do right now on the Global Sim Racing channel, take a short break. We'll be back to run down the entire finishing order of the feature race that just finished up, talk to some of the drivers before we take another break to get our ducks in a row to bring you the sprint race that'll follow shortly. Back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Season 8 Championship. It's round 3 from Donington Park. Time to run down the finishing order of the feature race that just concluded. Well, he raced in second for most of the race until Jean-Francois Godin made a mistake. Rene Osterkamp took advantage of that, and the German driver picks up the win. Godin had to settle for second. Patrick Kessler, nobody around him the entire race, comes home in third. Harrison Finch fourth. Rounding out your top 5, it's your points defending champion Adam Tierney. Your top Tier 2 driver is Eunice Fast and Lucky Vastamaki. We're going to have him for an interview here in a minute. He comes home in 6th. Enric Andre in 7th. The next Tier 2 driver was Daniel Morris. Evan Rolling Thunder Imre, the Tier 2 champion, in 9th position. Lubomir Morris in 10th. Sean?
Soup in 11th. It's going to be Stephen Larkamp. Richard Arnault in 12th. Christian Tkach going to finish 13th. 14th going to go to Carl Jensen. Robin Bondon 15th. 16th, Ryan Littlemore. Sardove 17th. Luke White 18th. Luke Barton 19th. And Connor Ryan, your pole sitter for the sprint race, sits there in 20th.
We said Connor Ryan would need a little bad luck to happen to one of the guys in front of him. It came to Charlie Summers, who's going to have to finish in 23rd position in the form of an internet connection problem. Alexander Valdo and Rudolf Nagel go 21st and 22nd. Scott Newton, a Tier 2 driver, he is your 4th best Tier 2 driver, I believe, sitting in 24th position. Alexis Morodoso behind him. Josh Thompson, qualified 11th, finishing in 26th. Nick Carroll, Mark Usher, qualified 7th, finishing 28th, caught up in the early lap incident. Bruno Dometer, Andrew Greenhall, Tom Van Hoyman, and Fabricio Donoso in 32nd. Not sure if Fabricio actually gridded up with us today. So there you have it, Sean. Who do we have for our interview?
You know what, Soup? We picked up Eunice Vastamaki is joining us here.
Eunice, congratulations. Another Tier 2 win and a 6th place finish.
Thanks. It was a really nice race. I have no idea what happened in the start, so I think there was a big one at turn 1, and it was really sad to see Scott Newton to go, because I was expecting him to bring the fight to me in the Tier 2 standings, and it really seems he can't catch a break. He had terrible luck last season as well, and now it seems to continue, so I hope he can have better luck in the future.
Well, boy, you were in a nice battle for the early part of the race there. We got a little worried with you. You were really fighting. Who was that with? Was it with Arnault?
Yeah, it was with Arnault. Definitely not the smartest move to fight that hard, but it was fun. We lost a lot of time, and in terms of the overall race, it might have not been smart, and also it was close a lot of the times, but it was clean and hard racing, and really enjoyed it. I'm not sure if Arnault was aware, but I think he had front wing damage, which was the reason I was catching him. I think he would have been faster without that, and I think it wouldn't be smart for him to fight if he knew he had the damage, so I assume he didn't know his front wing was slightly bent.
Well, we sure did appreciate it, and the fans enjoyed watching the show, even though it might have not been the smartest thing to do. It was sure entertaining. Hey, good luck to you. You got your work cut out for you now in the sprint race. You're going to be farther down the field, so be careful.
Yes, thanks.
All right, Eunice Vastamaki, your overall Tier 2 leader right now, and he's going to follow up with more points in that championship, Sean. Good race.
Boy, it really was, Soup. Like I said there at the end of the race, aside from the couple of big incidents we had there to start the race off on lap 1, seemed like we had a lot of drivers a little bit too eager. It's a 40-minute race, guys. Temper yourselves a little bit. Take it easy. You want to get to the end. You want a good spot, and you certainly want to be in that top 20. And the sprint race, well, it's time to let it all hang out there. And Soup, I think we're in for another good one here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, before we go away, let's take a look, and we're going to talk to Sarah Dove here in a minute. Let's go ahead and look at the standings for a big-name driver that's a little bit farther down. How about, we didn't really get to talk much about him. He qualified 8th, so he's fast. And I'm talking about Luke Barton. He's going to be in 19th position. If he gets around Connor Ryan early, he could put some distance on him, maybe distance himself away from some of the guys that might be coming. Maybe Richard Arnault might be an issue. He's going to be starting somewhere around maybe the 4th row or so. Sean, going to be interesting.
Yeah, it should. And you know what? I'm interested to see what Barton's pace looks like from the front of the field. And, you know, Bondon going to be starting there in that top 5 soup. And you know what? There's a few people up there I've got a little interest in seeing how we get this race started.
I did miss one because he had a bad qualifying run. He qualified 10th, but that is Carl the Man Jansen. He's going to be starting inside of row 4. He should be good. Hey, quickly, let's talk to Sarah Dove. She managed to finish inside the top 20. That means she'll get regrid. Sarah, looks like you're going to be where you're going to be outside of row 2.
Finally got back on the reverse grid. I actually got some points. I want to say sorry to Godin if I caused any of that. I was trying to let him through, but obviously something went a bit wrong.
I know. Yeah, we don't think you did. We think it was. We don't think you were close. But what I want to do, I want to ask you: Were you far enough back in the grid? Were you anywhere close to that lap 1 nonsense that was going on?
I got sort of a good view of it and just managed to just drive around it, but there were sort of cards upside down, so it was a bit unusual.
Well, keep that in mind the next time you get caught up in one of those, because it's just, was it luck that you were able to get around?
I think it's just because it all happened on the right side and I was on the left side.
Got it. What are you looking for here? What's your goal? You're going to be starting 4th. What will you be happy with when we talk to you at the end of the sprint race?
I'd love a top 10, but as long as I get points, I'll be happy.
Points are good. You got some points last time. You're going to keep your job with Formula Mini. They say you can come around and race with us for a little longer?
I hope so.
We saw your post in the forum and said, got some points. I guess they're going to keep me on for a little while longer. Sarah, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Sarah Dove, she'll be starting 4th. Okay, what we're going to do right now is take another break. We'll get all of our ducks in a row, and we'll come back to give you, Sean, the always exciting 25-minute sprint race. No pit stops coming up in that one. We'll be back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Season 8 Championship Round 3 from Donington. The feature race is in the books. We had a little bit of a longer break as they had a few issues getting the sprint race launching, but we think we've got that sorted out. And so now, Sean, let's talk about the feature race, or the sprint race, and what this actually entails.
Well, Soup, what does it entail? Let's look at that now. It is a 25-minute race. Now, we are inverting the top 20. That's no matter whether you're in the lead lap or not there from that feature race we just finished watching. So the top 20 will be inverted first to last. No pit stops needed here. If you've got to come in and you're damaged, you will get one fast repair. Now, let's face it, this is a sprint race. You don't need a pit stop here. If you've got to come in, boy, at that point, the object is to just get back out on track and get the best finish you can. The points are a bit reduced, and you will get a chance at one fast repair like I mentioned. Now, let's, Soup, talk about the point system. We're going to look at that real quick here. And, well, there you see the scoring system for the Formula Renault 2.0 Championship. Feature 32 points to the winner and 20 points in the sprint race, and everything cascades below there. Okay, now this, the 1X is worth 1 point. Okay, that's those incident points. Those are deducted 1 point at a time per incident.
Well, no, you get a bonus point.
That's right. I'm sorry. Bonus point. Go ahead.
What they've done this time is if you get 0x, it used to be just a 0x is worth 1 point. What they did this season to encourage clean driving, a 0x is now worth 2 points. That's worth like a pole and a fastest lap of the race. So those 0x is a chance for some of us slow guys to get a few bonus points, build up our pride. 1x, you get 1 bonus point. You get more than 1x, you get nothing. Then bonus points, of course, for the poles. There won't be a bonus point in the sprint race pole because the grid is set by the results of the feature race, and then a bonus point for fastest lap. So I guess altogether, if you wanted to work through it, I think there are, let's see, 2, 3, 4, I think about 7 bonus points you could possibly get. You add that up with 32 for a win in the feature race, 20 for a win in the sprint. That's at about 59 is your perfect score. If you could do that, you've had a good day.
Indeed, and well, a lot of drivers right now looking for a good day here, Soup, especially with so many who had trouble there on the start of that last race. The sprint race, a chance to make things right.
Now, with apologies to all the Germans out there, we are always hoping for the elusive double. I'm not sure if René Oosterkamp is really the guy who could probably pull off the double here. He's going to have to get around 19 other drivers. One of those drivers is Jean-Francois Godard that seemed to have the best of him early on until the Frenchman, the French-Canadian, made a mistake. Again, keep an eye on, let's see if he actually got into the session. And that is Carl Janssen. He's going to be starting inside of row 4. He should be really tough.
He's here, and he will be ready. Connor Ryan, another one of those guys, Soup, that we said to watch out for. Luke White, Luke Barton, all those guys, really looked good in the first race. Bondon, let's see, did he make it back? Please tell me he did. Yes, Robin Bondon is back.
Just to follow up on Carl Janssen, if you didn't catch it, go ahead, viewers, and check out the replay of GSRC's, I think it was the Camel race, that, man, he put on a show in the Audis. He was, you remember that race you called there? That was something else.
He is a big fan of that machine, still trying to get acclimated to it, but I actually talked with him last night, and he is just really, really wrapped up in that Audi right now.
Of course, GSRC has a full schedule on Saturdays. Kicks off with the Lotus 49 World Cup. Then we go into the, what do we have? Camel would be next. And then also in there is a new series, the SCCS. It's a little mixed class racing with the Skippies and the SRFs and the MX-5s out there. A lot of action on Saturday. And then we have a special broadcast because the Lotus 79 usually races on Sundays, but it being New Year's Eve, they've moved over to Saturdays as well. So Jonas, tomorrow, it's a full day here on the Global Sim Racing Channel.
Yeah, that Lotus 79 CTC Championship, like you said, special day tomorrow. That'll be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One last time for 2017, and then we wrap up 2017 here on the Global Sim Racing Channel at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for that SCCS you talked about. We've got the Skippies, the SRF, the Ford Mustang, I'm sorry, not the Ford Mustang, the MX-5, all at Summit Point tomorrow, Soup. And well, what a great way to wrap up the year at Summit Point.
Practice is just about done here, so as soon as iRacing decides to populate the field for us, we'll call out. I'm still waiting here. We're good to go. It is on the pole. Am I getting Alexander Valdo up in front? Connor Ryan. So Valdo sneaks into that position. Luke Barden, Luke White, Sarah Dove, and Ryan Littlemore. Robin Bondin and Carl Janssen. Then rounding out the top 10, Ricard Arnaud and Stefan Larkamp. Sean?
Okay. Lubomir Morris, Evan Emre, Daniel Morris, Enric Andre, Eunice Fostamaki in 15th, Adam Tierney, Harrison Finch, Patrick Kessler, Francois Godin, and Rene Osterkamp starting in 20th.
Rudolph Nagel, Charlie Summer, Scott Newton, Alexis Mariloso, Mark Usher, keep an eye on him, he's fast, he's well back there. Andrew Greenhall, Tom Van Hoyman, Fabricio Donoso, Christian DeCatch, another fast driver, as is Josh Thompson. 30 drivers returned. Now, we're surprised to see Alexander Valdo. We thought it was going to be Connor Ryan, but it looks like Valdo's going to get the nod on the grid, on the pole. Engines start to harmonize. For the final time in 2017, gather up the chickens, take cover behind the cows. The horses are out of the barn, and where is Valdo? Well, he's out in front. Second position is going to be Luke Barden jumping in there. Connor Ryan slotted back to third, and he continues to fall. Now losing a ton of position on the top side. That's Valdo from the pole. He has fallen back to third. He's in a tight battle with Connor Ryan. Robin Banks, there's some banging in the back. Oh, my goodness. Daniel Morris involved in an incident. And a car goes over. We'll come back and we'll see if we can get that one when our chance. Rudolph Nagel involved in one. The banging continues. Sarah Dove actually, the car that got turned over got into Sarah Dove. Lots of action out there. I believe it was Enric Andre that got turned over. We'll come back and get all of that if we can. Right now, going back live. Out in front. Well, I believe it's going to be Luke Barden. It's going to be, as he crosses the finish line, he's going to be the leader finishing the first lap. Luke White. Carl Janssen, my goodness, he's up to third. Sean, here he comes. Connor Ryan in fourth. Ricard Arnaud in fifth.
So big, huge battle all the way back in 17th. You've got a bunch of cars. Merloso here. It's a big four-car battle. Sarah Dove, Tom Van Hoyman, Stephen Larkamp. Usher's off the track.
Usher got into it with the light blue car. That was Jean-Francois Godin. Godin continues. Usher spins off. It's been an ugly day today, Sean.
Boy.
All right, well, he had to get around two Lukes. He's going to get one right now. Carl Janssen gets around Barden. Next on his hit list is the Luke of White. Ducks to the inside, going into Redgate. I think this one is going to be over quick. The man gets it done. Janssen out in front. White in second, Barden in third. Arnaud and Ryan fourth and fifth. There we look at Littlemore coming in for his fast repair. Now,
oh boy, Barton and White contact right there briefly. Sue Bonton moving through the field, looking to make this move on Connor Ryan. Battle for the lead up front.
Look at this, as White has fought back on Carl Janssen. I thought this was over. Luke trying to make his way around Lance, and now here comes another Luke making his way around Luke. That Luke is Barton. Barton gets second. All this fighting between those two. Oh! Barton is off.
No! Bondon right into a boy. What a stack up there. Was that Finch? Finch got into it also.
Yeah.
Wow. Here it is on the replay, Soup. Watching Jansen here. Boy, what a mess. That erupted quickly.
Yeah, Jansen was not involved in that one at all. I mean, it was his own fault. And while that was going on, there was a huge crash that involved, I guess we're looking at that, a ton of cars going on. Barton got up in that one, right? Yeah. So now let's go back to the lead. Let's set the stage here for you. Our leader, we believe, am I correct on this? Is it Ricard Arnault now is the leader?
It is, yes. Josh Thompson. Josh Thompson fighting on screen with Luke Barton. They both get off there at the chicane. Wow, Soup. A lot of craziness going on.
Thompson spins. Barton continues as he goes across the dirt.
These two just get tangled up on the straightaway here. Looking at the replay, they come out of the turn. Thompson's going to get a run at him, or I'm sorry, not Thompson. Thompson makes the defensive move on Barton there as Barton tries to come around. Boy, Barton's going to get damage on the right front wing. Thompson's going to get off course. That's a mess, man.
All right, let's catch our breath. Commentators, fans, drivers alike. Here we go. Our leader, Richard Arnault. He's got a 6/10 second lead over Luke White. The other Luke is out of the mix. He's long gone. And of course, I'm talking about, that was Luke Barton. He's long gone. Connor Ryan now is in 5th. Who's in 3rd? It would be Adam Tierney has worked his way up to 3rd from 16th position. He's got around Charlie Summers and Connor Ryan. Kessler, Finch, Osterkamp, Imre, and Jean-Francois Godel round out your top 10.
Looking at Vastamaki and Thompson right here. This is for 11th.
Not sure how healthy Josh's car is.
Kessler just got by Finch up in front of them. Boy, Kessler passed Finch like he was standing still, man. Kessler up to 6th.
Looking at Finch's car, it looks good, but he is right now under attack from Osterkamp. As Osterkamp is going to make that move on Finch as well. Remember, Osterkamp, the winner of the feature race, now up to 7th.
Yeah, hearing Finch might be fighting some under tray damage. Entirely possible.
So, Ricard Arnault, I believe he's going to be fast enough. He has a 2-second lead now on Adam Tierney, on Luke White. No, it's Adam Tierney now is up to 2nd. Can Tierney run down Arnault with 18 minutes of racing? I would have to say he's got a good chance to do that. White, Ryan, and Summers, you see them at the back of that screen racing for what would be 3rd position. We apologize to the viewers. We did not get back for the first lap excitement, but it was just because the racing was so festooned with incidents. We just could not get back there. This has been, don't criticize the customer, but not the AOR's finest hour. Full of excitement, maybe not the best of racing. Let's go to 6th position. This is a pair of teammates going at it.
Yeah, Kessler and Osterkamp having a little bit of fun down here in Redgate.
SimRC drivers, go ahead.
I was going to say Kessler, of course, leading the battle right now, but Osterkamp right up under the gearbox, following him down to the hill here into this tough right-hander. Got to get this sorted out here. They hang on with lots of grip on this track today, Sue. Going to try the outside.
Osterkamp in the lighter color rims, Kessler in the darker rims. Osterkamp gets that made. He says, thank you very much. I'm on my way to do a double, teammate. Let me by. He's only got 5 more cars to get around, and Rene Oosterkamp can claim that double. Next up for him, rookie Ryan Connor, racing in 5th position. Let's jump up to 3rd position. We'll look at this. Luke White, Charlie Summers, and Connor Ryan. That way, that's a mixed bag of veterans and rookies and all sorts of stuff going on there. Tier 2 drivers, Tier 1 drivers. Right. Oosterkamp had it off. He lost the spat back to his teammate. Meanwhile, though, let's go to 3rd. Here it is. Charlie Summers looking away his run. Boy, he's got a good run there. Into Starkey's Bridge. I think he's going to get this. He's going to be in the preferred position for McLean's. Can the Red Devil Racer get it done? Careful about sliding out. He gets it done. Luke White back to 4th. Summers up to 3rd.
You know, I got to be honest, man. If Charlie just had a little bit better internet connection, he might be contending for wins right now. Charlie looking awful good so far, and not any problem with the connection. Indeed, this is a good start for him here.
Things settling down a bit. Boys and girls, mark on your clipboard. I'll give you the interval with 15 minutes of racing to go. 2 seconds from Arnaud back to the defending and reigning champ, Adam Tierney.
Battle,
go ahead.
Battle for 11. Thompson comes up the inside of Imre, heading down into turn 1. Give it to Thompson. He gets under the 11th spot. Soup. Thompson started this race in 30th.
Yeah, he had a horrible feature race. Have been able to get some passes made on the track, and then been able to vulture a lot out of attrition as well.
Well,
now races in 11th.
Under 2 seconds to the top 10 for for Josh Thompson right now. Yunus Fossomaki.
Okay. Let's go to 5th. Here we go. Oh my goodness, that's the Swiss cheese of car. Well, both of those guys, both SimRC drivers, get through. Kessler and Oosterkamp get around Harris and Finch. They are not done yet, though.
Yeah, and Finch really starting to look like he wants a piece of this battle. It's Connor Ryan that they got around and dropped Connor to 8th.
Yeah, I think it was Finch coming through as well. Remember, Oosterkamp had already gotten around his teammate once, and he had that off. Would like to get that again. They race for 5th. Oosterkamp trying to make a move now into McLean's. Let's stay this with a second. Watch the run out of Coppice as he gets it down into the chicane. We'll see if Oosterkamp forces the issue. Oh, look at the run he gets out of 8. I'm not even sure if his teammate's going to put up a battle. Well, nope, he has enough lead. Not going to get there.
Soup, this is going to get really interesting soon. There's a car at the tail end of this, a blue car. Look and see who that is. That's Francois Godin, trying to get himself into this battle and get himself maybe up into the top 5 here.
While we look at him coming at you, that Dougie Beard camera shot, I love it. We can report that Tierney's knocked off 0.2 of a second off the lead, getting a little closer to a no. It's going to be a while till he gets there. You talked about Godin. Boy, remember how fast he was in the feature race, looking to go wire to wire until he made that mistake. Now, just ahead of them, this is a battle for 7th. This is Finch and Ryan. Not sure if Ryan is going to be able to hang on. Remember, he was ahead of these guys. Might be just trying to hang on to the tail feathers of Finch. But the man who's coming, Jean-Francois Godin.
Yeah, we've got a...
Go ahead.
Well, possible position change coming up here. Imre fighting off to Catch right now. Imre started in 12th. He's still there in the chicane. And to Christian Catch has got himself right up on the wing, down the straight here. Here they go into Red Gate. Let's see.
And then we can report as that was going on, there were several passes. Oosterkamp made his way around Kessler, and Godin got around Connor Ryan.
And to Catch gets the position away from Imre. Continues his climb into 12th.
Meanwhile, the gap between the leaders, boys and girls, you keep track on your clipboards, 1.7 seconds. With 11 minutes to go. You can almost smell the exhaust out of our nose exhaust pipe as Tierney tries to close him down. 1.4. And all this going on. Don't forget about the man in third, Charlie Summers. Sean, you talked about it. He's fast too.
Hey, he just went purple. I mean, that man just set the fastest lap of the race. And I got to admit, Charlie looking really, really solid in this race. I hope it continues for him.
Oh, White just got into the back of Renault Osterkamp.
It was actually, I think
That was Osterkamp. It was Osterkamp that made his way around Kessler. So we look here.
These two need some separation, see if they're confusing me.
I got to look at the rims. There you go. So did that take him out of the mix then, I guess? He was racing in there, so White still now is falling back to...
Yeah, well, he's fallen into this battle with Connor.
Oh, here we go.
With Connor Ryan and Eunice Fostamaki not too far behind.
Yeah, he lost several positions that lap. He was racing about in 5th. Now back to Ryan. And Fostamaki continues to impress. Another top 10. You couple that with a 6th place finish in the sprint race, or in the feature race, and you're looking at big points, not just tier 2, but just overall as well.
Yeah, definitely. Boy, Francois really working on Harrison Finch here, Soup. That's a battle for 6th. Vostamaki in back here getting by Luke White. Almost makes contact doing it. Wow, that was close.
Another position. And that's also, White is a tier 2 driver, as is Vasamaki. So Vasamaki moves up to the front of that class, racing first in class. The gap between first and second, 1.2 seconds now. With 9 minutes to go, will the reign of tyranny fall on Ricard Arnault? We will find out shortly.
I see what you did there. I like that.
Osterkamp in third, followed by his teammate Patrick Kessler. Let's quickly go to Mark Usher. It happened right now, just in front of Tom Van Hoyman. Usher had a little self-spin. Boy, just cannot get season 8 going for him.
Curb. And you know what? I think it was a DQ. He goes off into the Twilight Zone after that there, Soup.
Set a place at the counter at the Amelia Earhart Bar and Grill. Down to 1 second now between the leaders, Arnault and Tierney.
Ooh.
They have distanced themselves. Well, wait a minute. You know who we're missing is Charlie Summers. Remember, we were worried about Summers making a move? Did the internet get him again? He was in third.
It did, Soup. It did.
Oh.
He had a throughput error, and he is out. Not reconnected yet.
How frustrating is that?
Yeah. If he could just find a worthy internet connection, he would be fighting for wins. He got dumped in the last race, too.
Well, that's very interesting now for Renault Osterkamp, who now sits in a podium position. Talked about big points day. There is your winner of the feature race, and now sitting in third in the sprint. And his partner, Patrick Kessler. Kessler finished, if I'm right, third in the feature. Boy, what a day for SimRC. Godot is coming. I think Ricard Arnault, as we look at that, I think Renault has kind of upped it a little bit with just under 7 minutes of racing to go. The gap now 1.5 seconds back to Tierney. It took Tierney almost half of Season 7 before he picked up his first win on the way to his first championship. He'd like to get a win a little earlier in Season 8.
Wow, so just over 6 minutes left to go. This one flying right by, as they generally do. Still several good battles, though, here in the field. Yeah, this right now, Evan M. Ray holding off Christian Tkach and Daniel Morris. That is for 10th.
Tkach is our hard charger, up 18 positions. Started in 29th, currently racing in 11th. Would like to get one more as he works on the Rolling Thunder. Working their way through Starkey's Bridge now, coming down into turn number 7. There's a little right combination here. You get through this right, then if you get a good run through Coppice, make a stab at him going into that 9-10 chicane.
Oh, and up just in front of them, Luke White is off the track.
And I think not only is he off the track, I think, did he leave us? Nope, he's still with us.
Still with us. Coppice gets him, though. He gets caught out by Coppice and spins her around on board of the mare. A little bit too much dirt. The inside, he reels it in. It's off to the left there, though, in the grass is where he messes up, and that gets him around. He doesn't hit anything.
No, would have been handy there. That happened right in front of Tkach and Morris. Oh. Tierney is up to the front. He has caught him. Now they have the lap car of Van Hoyman. Van Hoyman just pulls over. Nice job, Tom. Give him the comfortable seat of the next Backmarker United meeting. Right now, though, Ricard Arnault trying to hold off Adam Tierney. Arnault taking the defensive line. Now he swings back over a little Hornish drift. Got to be careful about that. No problem swinging back and forth as long as the guy behind you is not trying to pass.
Boy, and you know what? If anybody makes a mistake, you want to talk about charging hard. Francois Godin, he's back here ready to clean up soup in 4th. Just got another position around Kessler.
On his way, he's got Osterkamp to get around, but right now, you can see how good Arnault is. Now they're coming up behind Rudolf Nagel. They work into Coppice. Oh, I like the position of Tierney. If he can get a good run out of 8, get the momentum. Let's see what type of line Arnault takes. Arnault drifts over to the left side to the driver right. Now back to driver left. Going to leave the door open on the inside if Tierney wants it. He can't get there. Through the chicane, down the Wheatcroft straight, across the start-finish line. 3 minutes of racing to go. Nagel pulls over, basically parks the car, lets them by. Somebody go into the closet, bring out another comfortable chair for the next Backmarkers United meeting. Backmarkers doing a great job getting out of the way of these drivers up front. Ricard Arnault, just under 3 minutes of racing to go, leads the reigning and defending champion Adam Tierney. Tierney has a reputation of bringing the car home. How much will he gamble? Boy, it would be nice to get the win. It took him so long in Season 7 before he got his first win. He'd like to get it right now. He's got another chance at it again out of 8. He is very close. He leaves himself far enough back so he can get a momentum and he doesn't get checked up. He's got a good run. Weaving back and forth like a loom is Arnault. Tierney not going to be able to make it into the chicane unless he dive bombs it in. He does not.
Soup.
Come across one more time. Go ahead, Sean.
Not many of the fans out here think Tierney's got anything for Arnault. We're about to find out here.
He's going to try it on the outside of Redgate. He won't have the speed, but can he get the dipsy-do, the hucklebuck, the up and under? Not going to happen. He could not get the car turned down.
Tierney.
2 minutes of racing to go. What a run. Tierney is really fast through 2 and 3 through this little twisty section down into the old hairpin. That's where he makes up all of his ground. Unfortunately, that's not a place you can pass. Now into 7. He's a half car length back. It's all about getting a good bite out of 8. Let's see what kind of drive off the champion can get. Gets a turn down. He's closer than last time. Taking the defensive line is Renault. He's going to make a do it on the top side. They're going to go into the chicane side by side. They go in at 10:55. Do they come out at noon? No, Tierney has to back out. And the hands of the clock separate. 2 to go. Again, a defensive line from Renault into Redgate. We've tried this before. It didn't work, and it's not going to work now. But watch how good Tierney is through here. Unfortunately, there's just no racetrack to put it. He finds room. He's on the outside through Cranner. Now they go down into the old hairpin. Renault gets the run from the outside. He fights it off. Holy jumping Jehoshaphat. I thought we were going to get together there. Down into corner 8.
A classic here at Donington. A great battle for the lead here. Tierney running out of time.
Oh, they're glad there's no policeman here, or he would have to step out Renault and take a breathalyzer. That car weaving down the straight into the chicane. The final lap. Look at the defensive line. A great run from Tierney. They are side by side. Now Renault drifts a little bit out so he can get an entry into the corner. Tierney can't do it. He's off in the grass. He loses momentum. It might be good night, nurse. I would say that, but watch how fast Tierney is through this twisty section as he runs him down. He should be able to get one more chance at him. The 2 leaders head down into 7. Renee Osterkamp racing in 3rd can do nothing but watch and cheer for an incident. It's about 8 car lengths between the leader and Tierney. Renault through 8. I don't think he'll have to weave this time. It'll cost him time. He takes a straight line towards the hairpin. I don't think the champion's going to have anything for him. Through 9, through 10, nothing but straight track between him and the checkered flag. The sprint race goes to Ricard Renault.
No.
Adam Tierney gets 2nd, Osterkamp 3rd, Godin gets 4th, Kessler rounds out your top 5.
And Godin almost gets a podium finish, Soup. He worked so hard over the last 5 laps of that race to pass to Osterkamp. Nothing doing.
Let's go to Imre in 10th. This is a battle as they come to the start-finish line. Imre's going to get there. He fends off Daniel Morris. Don't believe we have any other battles on the track.
Sarah Dove going to get passed by Luke White in the chicane. Oh, boy. Sarah going to lose a spot down to 13th. White finishes 12th.
Points for both of them nonetheless. Well, the racing is over here at Donington, but our broadcast is far from done. What we'll do right now is take a short break, but we'll come back to run down the finishing order of the sprint race that you just saw, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the gate. Back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Season 8 Championship Round 3 from Donington. The feature race is in the books, and now the sprint race is in the books. Let's run down the finishing order for you. My goodness, he qualified, gridded 9th. He comes home first. He fends off the defending champion. We're talking about Richard Arnault. He gets the checkered flag. Adam Tierney, not able to pick up a win, gets second. Rene Oosterkamp, not able to do the double. He wins the feature, finishes third in the sprint race. Jean-Francois Godin comes up 15 positions to finish fourth. Patrick Kessler, a great day for him. He finishes fifth after a third in the feature. Harrison Finch, Yunus Vastamaki, another fine performance for him as he is our top tier 2 driver. Our top rookie, Connor Ryan, in 8th. Christian Tkach, former champion, in 9th. The Rolling Thunder, Evan Imre, in 10th. Sean?
All right, and then we're going to drop to 11th. It's going to be Daniel Morris. Luke White going to wind up finishing 12th. Not a bad effort for him. Passes Sarah Dove in the final chicane there to get that spot. She finishes 13th. Alexis Merloso, 14th. 15th, going to go to Rudolph Nagel. Tom Van Hoyman in 16th. 17th, Lubomir Morris. Fabrizio Donoso, 18th. 19th, Josh Thompson. And 20th, Charlie Summers does make it back in and manages to finish 20th there, Soup, after battling up front for most of that race.
Boy, that is tough for Charlie. More bad news as the Season 8 woes continue for Mark Usher. He's fast but cannot get the results. He finishes in the blackjack position. Pennsylvania student Stefan Larkamp, one of the few U.S. drivers in the double duck spot. Ryan Littlemore comes home in 23rd, 24th, and 25th to Luke Barden and Andy Greenhall. Robin Banks Bondan in 26th after a good result in the feature race. Carl the Man Jansen, boy, he got caught up in trouble. He was up front for a while, 27th right now. Scott Newton, Alexander Valdo, after starting on the pole, finishes next to last, just ahead of Enric Andre. All right, that'll do it. Let's see if we can, who's in the booth to talk to, Sean. Who are you going to talk to first?
Okay. Well, let's bring in Mr. Arnault and congratulate him on a big win here in the sprint race. And, well, congratulations. First, I'll tell you what, this is the first time we got you in the booth. Go ahead and say your name for us so we make sure we get it right going forward.
Richard Arnault.
Okay. All right. Richard Arnault. All right. We got it. Good enough. Talk to us a little bit about the sprint race here real quick, and then we'll talk about how you did in the feature race. But that was a great win for you.
Yeah, that was one of the toughest race I think I did on iRacing. Adam put the pressure during all the race. I know at the beginning of the race when I overtook, I think it's Luke White, I managed to put a gap of 2-3 seconds, and I know it was just what I need to keep Adam behind, because he pushed every lap 1/10 by 1/10 by 1/10, and last 5 laps were pretty exhausting.
Yeah, well, we focused on that for those last 5 laps. So you say you're exhausted. Tierney continued to put the pressure on. Did you ever once feel like you were going to lose that?
I know I have a chance to win when I was P8 on the sprint on the starting grid, but no, I was always under control. But in this situation, a mistake can happen really quickly. So I managed to did not mistake. So that's it, and that's the P1. So I'm quite happy about the result.
Now, in the feature, you finished 11th in the feature.
11 or 12.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, it was 12th actually. You finished 12th in the feature. You started 4th. Lot of trouble on the start of that race. Were you affected any by that?
In fact, I have a contact with Adam in the feature race, so this is also why I know I really don't want to give him the this win during this race, because there is already, let's say, some controversy on the feature race. And then I managed to be P7 or 8 before pit stop, but my crew didn't give me fuel, so I need to go a second time in the pit lane, and I just pushed to be maybe on the top 10, but one more lap and I could have, I think it was Luke this time also, and Lubomir Murray, but the feature was tough and wet, but I managed to anyway, from that worst result, let's say, to have a better race in the sprint and to manage to get the win. So maybe points I lose in the future, I re-grab them in the sprint race.
All right, buddy. Well, listen, hey, congratulations. We will catch you next week. Go on and celebrate this one, and we'll see you then.
Thank you, guys. Have fun.
Richard Arnoux, our winner of the sprint race today, he also did well in the feature race. Boy, you hear him talking about the incident he had with Adam Tierney. My dad always used to say, the tree remembers, the axe forgets. And I think you heard him when he said, I'm not letting him by me. Hey, let's go ahead and talk to one of the few U.S. drivers in here, Stefan Larkamp. Didn't have his best day. Got a few points in the feature race, not so good in the sprint. Stephen, you got a copy?
I got you guys.
First of all, it's Stefan, I would imagine, right? Is someone doing that?
It's Steven.
It's Stephen. All right. Talk to mom and dad. Tell them to put a V in there. Help out commentators. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. People usually get my last name wrong.
Not so good. Let's go to the feature race where you had a little more results there. You had a nice little battle going on racing about mid-pack.
Yeah, it was a pretty good battle at the end of the race with Richard and Lubomir at the end. I think Richard was trying to fight his way back from an earlier incident. He almost got me right at the end, and pretty good battle. Lubomir got the better of me in that battle for 10th, but overall it was pretty good, especially starting 21st on the grid. I'm more than happy with that, and also regarding the limited amount of practice I've had due to the holidays and all that fun stuff going on, but I think there was kind of a trend this whole weekend. The racing was it was entertaining, but it was quite insane in some ways. I mean, I think I saw, what was it, a 4-car or something incident on the grid in the feature race at the back of the field, and when I saw stuff like that, I was thinking, what just happened? And it had its crazy moments. I'll put it that way.
So you had a sense coming into it based on what you were seeing. I noticed it even in practice of the racing that there were a lot of incidents going on. I guess the track was the winner maybe today.
It may have been. Donington's really fun. I really enjoy this track, but especially in the sprint race for me, it kind of got back at me in some ways, and it decided to play the game of what the heck is an off track with me, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I was DQ'd quickly in the sprint. But Donington's it's a tricky beast, but it's a lot of fun in the process, I gotta say.
All right, our viewers always like the personal side of the driver, so let me ask you this: you're a college student in Pennsylvania. Are you back at home, or are you still at college? And then what's going to happen New Year's Eve?
I'm home, and actually I commute to college from home, so it's very convenient in that way. And New Year's Eve, we're having a party at my place, and there's going to be a ball drop in my hometown, so that should be fun to watch. All
right. Well, have a good one. We will catch you next year.
Yep, catch you next year. Should be a great one.
Stephen Larkamp had a good, got a few points. He finishes in the points today. All right, Sean, what's up?
Evan Imre, that's what's up. Evan, 10th place. You put her in the top 10 here in the sprint. Not a bad day overall. A decent feature race also.
Yeah, I'm 9th in the feature and 10th in the sprint, mainly because people were crashing out. But it was definitely action packed. There was quite a few incidents going on. Sprint was crazier than the feature. It was crazy out there.
It almost looked like I was out there on track with you guys, didn't it?
Yeah, it certainly did. We're all people had slowdowns, and well, I think Sarah had a slowdown in the first lap of the sprint race, and you could have thought it was you just going at normal pace. But,
Why do you want to give Soup fuel like that? Okay. Evan, listen, great points day for you, though, with top 10 for both races.
Yeah, it was good points for the team. Well, my teammate wasn't here because he's busy doing something else, but good points for the team and solid couple of finishes tonight, so really pleased.
Okay, let's pull back the curtain just a little bit. So you're kind of doing double duty today, as you were also doing race control as well, having to set things up?
Well, because my teammate usually sets up the races, he didn't contact me what was happening with the second race, because he set the second race up and you need to set the reverse grid up and all that. So I kind of was in charge, but not really.
Okay, but I want to ask you though, does that add any pressure to you as a driver when you're out there on track?
No, not really, because you're the same to everybody else. I mean, everybody has got respect for each other, and I hope people have got respect for me because I finished the most races out of anybody in the Formula Renault in the whole league. So I like to think that, well, we've got a good group of drivers, so I don't think being host changes anything. Nah.
All right. Well, all right. So one last question. I'm going to let you go. What's on tap for New Year's Eve for you?
New Year's Eve, well, I think we've got to get drunk because we've just got to sit in my house and get drunk, because it's been a tough year personally, but it's also been a pretty good year racing wise. So I can't wait for the new year.
Yeah, neither can we. All right, buddy. We'll see you next week. Happy New Year to you, my friend, and I'll see you soon. I promise.
You too, Sean.
Right. Evan Imre, big day for him. Soup is going to talk to Soup. You going to talk to Josh Thompson real quick?
Yeah, real quickly. We're going to see if we can bring in a few more drivers here. Josh, not your best day.
Far from it, to be honest. So, yeah, bit of a shame, really.
You just caught up in stuff that was not your own doing?
Yes and no. Like, messed up qualifying. It was a bit of a shame, really. I was a bit down, really, after like all week, been like flat out in the car and stuff. I had really great fun. Pace midweek compared to Godard, Kessler, and stuff like that was really good. Like, we could drive away and race and stuff like that. So I was like, coming into the week, I was like quite confident. And obviously, placing P11 in qualifying wasn't ideal. Same with Adam, same with everyone in the team. We all struggled a little bit, but yeah, race one got put up with Charlie having a mistake in the last corner, which then I had nowhere to go, wrote the front wing off, so dropped all the way back, got involved in a few incidents, so got DQ'd in that after 10 laps, a bummer really. But the sprint, I'd start 30th, got through I think to 10th, going down the back straight with Luke. I'd just done him up the inside, so I was like, I might just sit him behind, wait. But last second he pulled out, so I darted across the fend, and I think it was like a tiny bit of net code, which then flung me left and flung him right. So got me back, and then got DQ because of that, with a contact having so many exits at the start, having to avoid wrecks.
Well, put this one behind you. Wrap up the year. We start fresh in a week. New year, new hope. So at least you had a good race. Your partner had a good result. So it's a good one for Radicals Online.
Yeah, good. Especially Adam. He was also like me, him, Carl, and Ryan. We were all like so confused the last day and a half trying to figure out the car. Because we all lost dramatic pace compared to where we were in testing. So that was a bit of a shame. But no, Adam did a good job. Carl was unlucky with a little spin, but it's because he just doesn't do the laps car compared to me and Adam. So yeah, a good day really. So I'm looking forward to coming back, ready for a bit of a break again and refresh new year, same season, but go again.
All right, good luck to you. Have a good New Year's, and we will see you next year.
Yeah, you too, guys. See you later.
All right, boys and girls, that's going to do it with us. Apologies to the drivers that we did not get to in the interview booth. Please come back next year and we'll get you in for sure. Let's thank everybody at Apex Online Racing for organizing Formula Renault 2.0 League and to all the members who support this broadcast. We know you have a lot of choices when you fly. Thanks for flying GSRC. Thanks to the company's equipment and software you see on the screen right now that we use on our broadcast. The original music that gives every GSRC production that unique flavor and feel is thanks to Eric Echolm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them. Crackers?
The AOR returns to kick off GSRC's 2018 schedule with round number 4. Yes, next Friday, the 5th of January. Silverstone Circuit, the historical Grand Prix layout is where we'll be. Soup. GSRC will be there to bring you all the action. We hope you join us. For more information about GSRC, your best bet is www.globalsimracingchannel.com. Hey, you know what? Really the best way to find out what we've got going, visit our YouTube page. You're already on it. Go to the main page there for GSRC, our extensive archive, races coming up, everything you need to know. We're also on social media, Twitter and Facebook, at GSR Channel on Twitter, Facebook, Global Sim Racing Channel is where you find us.
Kind of wherever you go, there you are type thing. You're already on the YouTube page, but that's where you want to be. Finally, on behalf of the man whose voice you just heard, Sean Crackers Ambrose, our director Joe Peak, and our camera artist Dougie Beard, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. And remember, 2018 is what is called an even composite number, composed of 2 prime numbers multiplied together. In this case, the prime numbers 2 and 1009. Keeping that in mind, have a happy new year as we're off to have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.